Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 1 in a series between Thong and Franky. Thong on my left side is playing Dracula, trying to flipjack Dracula early in the game to create constant pressure, because the reason why is that each time Dracula kills a resident on the opponent's side of the field, he's able to steal it. Not only that, using the opponent's resident against him or her, you're able to use the ability as well, such as active abilities and continuous ability. So not allowing the opponent to drop as much resident on the field. Not only that, Dracula is 1000 attack, 1000 defense, so 4 attacks from that you will be dead. So while Franky on my right side is playing Grimm, using the consistency of Grimm, making all your fairy tales colors so you can play any colors you want in general, and then using the support from the spells to support your play. So obviously Franky's playing reds for like instant aggressiveness, so really aggressive to the point that not allowing the opponent do much play in the early game. And thundering off the Little Mermaid. Now this play I'm not really sure, because in the end Thong does draw cards. Sure, he loses a field presence, but it's still a -1 for you. So attacking Franky directly, putting Thong to 3400 compared to Franky's 4000 life point. Next, Franky drop a Glinda on the field to prevent Thong from playing any early game spell such as Thunders and so on. But obviously, even I do mention Thunders, Thong can't actually play his Thunders or his red burn spell cards because he's stuck with 3 black blue. So pretty much he can't actually use any spells that he requires burn damage. So Glinda will be sticking on the field for a while, because Glinda, the only way to get rid of Glinda is that you're forced to use Stoning to Death or forced to use a Thunder onto it without wasting a lot of resources. So now passing. Oh, Thong's actually passing turn, not putting anything on the field, but he was about to put a cash count on the field, but he thinks that it's not worth it, so he might have Void and to remove a card off the field. So Franky discard his Rapunzel to search for a fairy tale to add his hand. Obviously he might search for a hunter for the extra aggressiveness, because obviously Thong is wide open, but he does search for the cash cat for the extra draw power. So the extra draw power will allow Franky to draw into his burn spell, because as you can see, he does play some basic magic stone. With basic magic stone meaning that there will be heaven and earth in the deck, perhaps, if not sideboard at least. And obviously you can draw into your purifying fire, thunders like what Franky just drew. Obviously getting rid of problematic cards that your opponent can't handle. Tapping for another magic stone by Franky, and let's see what can Franky do in this situation. Attacking 500 directly by the Glinda, and Thong respond with 0, so not allowing the extra damage. But however, Franky does respond with Thunder, killing the 0 right away, so the Glinda attack does go through, poking only 300 points of damage, because if you guys don't know, 0 has an ability, besides being instant as from hand, you can actually, when it comes to play, has enter ability. That enter ability, what it does is that all resident that your opponent control loses flying and 200 attack and 200 defense until end of turn. So it weakens the attack, so it won't do as much damage as you think of, because for example, instead of taking 300 from the hunter, he only took 100 instead of a total of 800 damage. He took only 400 instead, so half of the damage. So playing another cash cat on the field, because the first cash cat went back to the deck. So drawing 2 new cards allow Franky to draw into more solution, more option for him to play with. Paying 200 life point by Thong, putting him down to 3800 life point. He's going to use it to play another color on the field, because he does have a Moonstone, now shade of the Moonstone. He used Rapid Clay, killing the Glinda. Now my opinion about the shade or the moon shade at the moment is not very good in this current format. Yes, it does provide you a lot of color, but the format is just very fast at the moment, because look at it this way, you have hunters, you have burn spells. Now with heavens and earth everywhere, it's really hard for a multicolored deck to do a lot, especially you burning yourself with your own special magic stone. It's which is Moonshade, which will making your opponent a lot easier for them to reach to your life point, because all they need is just burn your life, and if you're killing yourself with your Moonstone, they're saying thank you very much, you're making my life a lot easier using my burn spell. And then Franky does drop a little dread, trying to steal Cinderella, but obviously Cinderella got banished by Thong's ability, sacrificing it and killing the cash cat along with it. Dropping vampire stuff on the field, paying 200 more life point, putting Thong down to 2600, and using Outer Will, killing Little Dread and Judgment very early in this concept. Now, even through Thong's life point 2600, he's still in the game as long as he can do 4 attack roll with Dracula, which will put Franky down to 0. And Franky plays Tale of Fairy Tale and put a resident on the field. Yes, I did notice that he didn't tap a white magic stone, so sorry for that, guys. He didn't actually notice that he didn't tap for white magic stone, but I will let Franky know in the future that if it does happen, he will get penalized, because I wasn't judging, I was actually playing in this event as well, for those who don't know. Now, Franky's gonna play Oz, surprisingly. So Oz may be searching for a punishment. Crime and punishment will prevent Dracula from going extra aggressive, because if the Dracula declare an attack and if Franky uses a crime and punishment, it will kill the Dracula and will not allow Dracula to be on the field. Let's see now. Franky is taking his option back again. If I were him, I will take that option back, because Vampire Servant is still on the field, so pretty much whatever you will do, you have to get rid of the Servant first before getting rid of the Dracula, because Dracula will be protected by the Servant. So with 3 magic stone open and so on, let's see what can he do. And passing turn, so he does play a Hamlet, so Hamlet stunning the Vampire Vampire Servant, not allowing, but it does drop a Camellia and trying and kill the Hamlet right away, attacking 1000 directly, putting Franky down to 3000 life point. So the life point was not too far away, but however Franky has to think of a big play, because a couple more attacks with the Dracula will kill him right away. He discard a Hamlet to use Grimm's ability to search for another Fairy Tales. I'm assuming another Cash Cat to draw for more solution, more options, and more answers. And as he does search for Cash Cat, obviously, to give him the extra edge he needs. Now, at this point, that Thong is in a strong position because he has Field Presence, he has a Camellia that can attack for 800, not only that, also Dracula, so 1800 damage each turn. Not only that, this Vampire 7 is also protecting the Camellia and Dracula from target spells and abilities, so Crime and Punishment, Double Thunders, and so on will not work on them unless the 7s get rid of the field first. Dropping Cash Cat and drawing 2 new cards. Now, I do see Franky has a Grimm the Avenger, which will remove the Vampire stuff away, so allows Franky to use his burn spell right away to kill, like for example, the Dracula or even the Camellia. But at the moment, Franky cannot use the Grimm's ability because he already used it this turn, so he has to wait till next turn and use it. Let's see what can Franky do in this situation. Franky has a Grimm Avenger and also a Cash Cat for blocking, but let's see, can Thong kill this right away, not allowing them to be on the field. Attacking directly for 1000, so flying in the air, not allowing for Franky to block, putting Franky down to 2000 life points. Attacking 800 directly with the Camellia, blocking with the Cash Cat, going back to the deck will allow Franky to draw into more answers. Because what I mean by that Franky can discard a Fairy Tale from his hand to search for another Fairy Tale, which is Cash Cat will allow him to draw 2 new cards. Speaking of Cash Cat, Thong play his own Cash Cat to draw 2 new cards and put one back on the top of the deck. He does draw Rapid Declare, and I can't really see the other card from this angle. Oh, Deadman Prince, so he drew Deadman Prince and Rapid Declare, pulling Rapid Declare back to the deck because he doesn't need it at the moment. So let's see what can Franky do. Franky is still on 2000 life points. He's paying 1 to play Cash Cat to draw 2 new cards. He draw Dual Truth and Oz. Oz being a really good card in this situation because Oz can actually search for, you know, your crime and punishment, which will prevent Dracula from attacking unless Thong drops another 7. But I'm pretty sure he can grab back the 7 by playing the Man Prince to recycle back. Well, not recycle back. He can't recycle back. He got removed from the game. My bad, guys. But Avoid does come into play and removing Grimm from the game. Sorry, guys. I thought 7 was still in graveyard, but now remember that Grimm was removed from the game. And now Franky play Oz to search for a spell card out of his hand. 1 cost spell card. He does search for Crime and Punishment, and out of his hand, preventing Dracula doing any extra aggressive plays. Let's see what can Franky do now. It's passing turn, okay. Tapping for another magic stone, another red white stone, so enough red white stone for more options for like maybe tell a fairy tale and so on. Let's see what can Franky do. Franky's thinking about his option at the moment. He plays Heavens and Earth. Now this play doesn't really make sense to me. Now I know what you guys thinking, like why Heavens and Earth is gonna do a lot of damage, but what the player was thinking, why did he tap for Magic Stone if you're gonna use Heavens and Earth? Because if you use Heaven and Earth, you obviously gotta burn there's a chance you might get a special Magic Stone and could burn you the extra 200, and that 200 life point could matter. But he does play Little Prince on the field and gain 1000 life point back. Now the life point is totally different, 1400 compared to 1800 life point. Now, currently Franky is tapped out, so Crime and Punishment will not help him in this situation. But let's see if Thong can finish the game off now. He has a flying J ruler which can do a lot of damage. Paying 200 using Rapid Clay, killing the Little Prince. So not allowing any blockers on the field, because if the Little Prince is still on the field, he will be 1000 attack and 1000 defense, which will get rid of Chameleon and so on. Let's see now. I see Outer World, but he can't even use Outer World at the moment. But I do see a Cinderella. He does play the Cinderella, and Cinderella will nuke the whole field, attacking for 800 directly and trying to block, but Cinderella respawn with sacking 3 of his cards and killing the whole field and attacking directly for game with Dracula. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for game 2.